I want to welcome you to the Ask Jeff YouTube channel. Here's today's question. Is there biblical guidance on whether women should work outside the home or if they're supposed to be, quote, homemakers? Well, that's one of those great questions that humanity has debated, well, pretty much ever since we've been humanity. And so before we answer it biblically, allow me to give you an interesting statistic, or shall I say metric, that's recently been released. Now, this isn't new information. It just kind of surfaced on one of my news feeds in recent days, which just kind of ties in with the question. That an individual, a woman, who is a, quote, stay-home mom, a homemaker, domestic engineer, whatever terminology you want to use, that the work within the home is the equivalent of 2.5 full-time jobs. And I'm not going to disagree with that at all. In fact, if you were to come to the Myers house, I mean, there are 4 men who not only consume a lot, they make a lot of mess. To care for our home is not just a full-time job, it's 2.5 full-time jobs. So when we talk about this question, I want to talk about the 2.5 full-time jobs at home and the full-time job that's outside of the home. So technically, we're dealing with 3.5 full-time jobs. Now, let's talk about it. Where is the Bible on this issue? There's 2 passages that I think are critical to answering the question. One is found in Titus chapter 2. Titus chapter 2 talks about the role of the aged or mature men and how they raise up younger men in their footsteps, and how the aged women do the same with young ladies. And on the section with the ladies, it talks about how to handle their speech, their attitude, kind of the angle of public presentation. But it also says they're to be the, quote, keepers of the home. And oftentimes, like we do, we take a portion of a verse, we pull it out of its context and say, well, that means that a woman is to never work outside of the home. The home is the only place she's ever to be. But we also have to balance that with Proverbs chapter 31. Proverbs 31 is the righteous woman. I mean, this is the Proverbs 31 woman, and it talks about being out in the marketplace and arranging financial transactions and doing finance deals for her family. And so I think, biblically speaking, it's not an either or, it's really a both and. And one of the things that I want to share with whoever asked this question is that this is really a question between a husband, a wife, and God. The 3 of them, quote, hammering this out through prayer. I can speak personally. There have been seasons in our life where my wife has worked, seasons where she has not worked, seasons where she's worked again. And so, again, I don't think this is a hard and fast that women are never to work or women are always to work. I think it really is based on your own personal family, your own personal marriage, your own personal walk with the Lord, and what the Lord has for you. Now, let me end with this. The key to both is balance. If a wife, if a mom is strictly a domestic engineer, a homemaker, then there has to be balance outside of the home. And if she does work outside of the home, there's got to be balance inside the home. But at the end of the day, it's about our walk with the Lord and what is best for that walk and for our respective families. Again, I don't think this is one of those either or. I think it's a both and with balance as the key. Great question. If you have one, send it to askjeff.net. Maybe your question will be tomorrow. Thanks for being a part of today's daily question. Now, we answer a question each and every day. Please feel free to submit a new question at askjeff.net. We may not have gotten to yours today, but we eventually will continue to be a part of this. Subscribe so you don't miss out on a question every day.